a control freak and you're thinking, no, I'm not a control freak. It's not me. It's everyone else. Well, if you find yourself in this situation of wanting to control everything, and when things don't go your way, you get frustrated. Well, this episode of Me and My Health Up is exactly for you. It's just what you need. We're talking about the illusion of control and how to get back your self mastery and how to rediscover yourself and get back yourself so you are less frustrated. So, this is for someone that is constantly frustrated when people are not doing what you tell them to do, when you're not organizing and demanding that this is the way things need to happen. It's got to go my way. And if it doesn't go my way, I get frustrated and annoyed and angry. So if this is resonating with you, please tune in to this episode of Me and My Health Up. I'm the host, Anthony Harcher, a clinical nutritionist and lifestyle medicine specialist. The purpose of this podcast is to enhance and enlighten your well-being. And today I'm doing that for you on this topic of the illusion of control. So let's get into defining the topic and how you can self-identify or work out whether you are this person, and then what you can do about it. And in essence, it's about letting go and letting be and becoming who you ultimately want to be, as opposed to feel like you need to control everything. So this control, the whole thing around control is when we're feeling insecure. Ultimately, it is insecurities. It is when we're in survival mode and we are wanting things to happen around us how we know, well, where we're more certain of the outcome, because we're uncomfortable with uncertainty in that moment of survival mode. We don't want any more. We want more certainty. We strive towards certainty. We want to grasp certainty, because when we're certain, we're confident, we're assured, we know the outcome. We know if I do this, the outcome's going to be this. When we get really out of our comfort zone or in a point of feeling like I'm in survival mode, I'm just surviving, I'm just keeping my head above water, we go into control mode to drive this certain outcome, to get an outcome. And where does this come from? It comes from a primitive instinct to seek what we desire and to avoid what we don't want, to avoid being eaten. Us to seek prey and to avoid the predator. That's what survival mode is. And both of those are outcomes that we desire and we need for survival. So we need prey in order to grow and develop and to stay alive. We want to avoid the predator to avoid ultimately being killed and eaten and becoming someone else's food or becoming the prey of something else. And so the survival mode is ultimately to drive an outcome, either the thing that you desire, which is the prey, or the thing that you want to get away from, which is the predator, the thing you want to avoid, the people you want to avoid. And if you're finding yourself swinging between one and the other, you're in this survival mode. When we get in that survival mode, we then wanting to control to get the outcome. We want these pieces to align in order for me to get what I desire, or I want the pieces to align this way so that I can get away from this person or get away from this thing or or to escape. And so when we're chasing fantasies and trying to avoid nightmares, we're in this survival mode. How to acknowledge that? Well, it's in terms of the number of people I reach. I'm going to reach those that resonate with what I share and the guests I interview and the education I'm sharing. And that's all dependent on where that person's at and where they want to go. And so I'm not fixated on a particular number. I just ultimately would like to see that I've got a constant listener base and I'm adding some value. People keep listening to episodes. And that means ultimately I achieve my outcome, which is to enhance and enlighten the well-being of others. But I'm not black and white as to how that looks. I have some idea that I want people to stay engaged. I want to provide engaging content, but I'm not fixated on a particular number, such and such a date. If I get fixated and the outcome I want or the result I want is black and white, then I'm going to go